Greetings. It's been a while since I made a video on YouTube. Well, things have been going on. For one thing, since my father passed away about 5 weeks ago, I had to take care of the paperwork. Now, normally you can deal with the paperwork with your relatives or with your parents. But the key thing is I'm in Mexico, so that can be yes, it will be a challenge. But the thing is I learned how to get with the paperwork, so it's not a big thing. One of the biggest problems right now is COVID-19. It's making things go slower and slower. So that's it. Things are going to be slowing, getting some of the paperwork, but eventually it'll be done. So that's one of the things. Another thing is, well, since it's my decision to move this house into a partially studio, so I have to move the furniture and move some other stuff. So yeah, it's a big issue for this one, but it's a day by day, so I don't have to, it's not possible. It is possible to do it in a short time, but the thing is I don't have to push, and the thing there's other things going on. One key thing is I got new equipment. Yes. Well, I got a new microphone, a Shure, S-H-U-R-E microphone. I finally got it yesterday. I ordered it a couple weeks ago, but with the COVID virus, getting it delivered from the United States to here in Rosarito does take things a little bit longer time, but eventually I got that. And a bunch of cables. I didn't know about cables like XLR and lightning cables for cell phones and stuff like this, and well, I didn't know, but you have to learn once you learn this stuff. But once you learn it, it's not that difficult. So I had to get 3 cables. For this microphone, I didn't know about this XLR, which has the 3-prong for the microphone. So also I have this one. I will use an H4n Zoom Pro, which is great for audio events like music or interviews. And then I have to have another cable just for cell phones. I didn't know about the cell phones, that cell phones don't take the 3.5 millimeter jack. They have to have the 3 rings on that. So I never knew about that. And I want to say thank you for Denise and Crispin of Infonort who taught me that, because I need to get my new microphone. So I have my new microphone and it sounds pretty good. So hopefully I'll be able to use it for many new projects. But the key thing is there's many different things to do. So the reason I'm getting into this type of interviewing, because for one thing is I want to expand. 5 years ago I started with a camera, a Nikon 3300, really great camera to start with, but I want to get involved with more stuff. So now my workhorse is a Nikon D500. I love it. There's so many things to learn about it. I still haven't even gone into like double exposure or multi-exposure for this stuff. I've done it a couple times, but I still want to get involved with more stuff. But I'm involved with a lot of events, especially boxing. So this is a great camera for that, for sports. Another thing is I have the D750 because I need a secondary camera. So, and also it's a full frame. So I didn't know about full frame and C-crop sensors 5 years ago. Now I learned more stuff about the lenses and prime lenses. I never knew about prime lenses, but eventually you learn more and more things. And one thing is I've always wanted to learn, expand, to see what's going on. Now getting involved with the press 3 years ago, I learned about interviewing people. So it's difficult for me to meet people I don't ever know. I never met them before, so it's difficult. But at first, sometimes I'm thrown, it's like you jump into the water and you're going to sink or swim. So I swim. I try to swim. Not very well, but I try, especially in Spanish or English. So that's one thing of how to interview people. That's something else. And sometimes people, they just want to talk. So sometimes saying, hey, tell me about your history of your music or musician, as being a musician. Sometimes you could just let them go and they'll talk for 20 minutes. That's it. But sometimes people don't want to talk, or you have to encourage them or ask them questions that they really want to talk about. So that's one thing I have to learn. But another thing is you have to have good audio equipment. Really important for this one. I got the Rode Micro. Which one was it? Oh yeah, this little thing. This one I used it before, but I didn't know it was it's a shotgun. So you hear a lot of infra sounds from around. So and the key thing is this is a great little camera. I mean, not a camera. This is a basic microphone. But the key thing is it's a good way to start. But you want to focus on interviewing, so you want to have a microphone like this. So I'm learning how to use it. It's not bad. It's not expensive, and I plan to use it for a long time, hopefully, because one thing is you're going to be using it all the time. Also learning what the cables, and you have to manage and take care of those cables. And also with the cameras, you have to deal with the cameras. You have to deal with the lenses and the filters, and then also deal with the batteries and the memory chips. So that's something else you're going to might eventually get into. But one thing is I enjoy learning about stuff. So with getting involved with this is a great thing. And one way, since I learned through this equipment, I'm able to go downtown to Rosarito or in Rosarito and talk or interview people or get more information. One example of doing live transmissions. I didn't know much about that about a couple of years ago. One thing I've been going to do lately is going downtown Rosarito on Friday nights to Saturday nights. Well, Rosarito Beach, just south of the border between Mexico and the United States, Tijuana and San Diego, we have restrictions for the beaches. Luckily in Mexico, I mean, a lot of places in Mexico are closed for the beaches, but there's certain restrictions you can open up, like a couple hours in the morning, a couple hours in the afternoon, Monday to Friday, especially in Rosarito. Weekends are still closed, officially closed. But sometimes you see people who are going onto the beach on the weekends. Yeah, we do know that the police or the authorities, they try to deter people not to go onto the beach on the weekends, but last weekend was really, really hot, so it's like, well, it's difficult for this. That's another issue. But the thing is, we want to know what's going to happen. Another thing with Rosarito, it's a tourist town, and it's really important for tourism, and tourism got really, really hard this year. I know for the past couple of years, starting from 2015 to last year, 2019, there are more events going on. Like in the biggest month is August, and you used to have Baja Sand, you have Baja Blues Festival, Baja Beach Fest, you have the Seafood and Fish Festival, Noche Blanca, many things going on in Rosarito. And that's the key thing. There's so many things going on in August, but this year, very little. Actually, almost none for this stuff. So tourism got hit really hard. So for one thing is we want to know what's going on. So for me to do a live transmission, walking around downtown Rosarito to see like the clubs or the bars or the restaurants downtown, people want to know what's going on. So that's one thing I got into, is going to a simple live transmission downtown Rosarito, see what's going on. So it's a good way to see what's going. So people are saying, hey, if it's popular, what's going on, what's not going on. So that's something else. So that's something. So that's one thing I'm getting into. It's not easy to get involved with all this stuff. For one thing is every single day is going to be something else different. That's it. For example, last Friday I was planning to do some editing at home, but I got a phone call from my friend Crispin of Infonort. He said there's a fire. Do you want to go? I said, yeah, I want to go. For one thing, as I've been covering and following a lot of the wildfires in Rosarito for the past couple of years. I never knew about Santa Ana winds. Santa Ana winds is where you have strong winds and high temperatures, usually for about 2 or 3 days. But the problem is that it gets really hot and really windy, and there's a lot of wildfires, especially in the past couple of years. Usually happen between October and November every year. Last year was considered the worst. We had a neighborhood called Colonia Morelos. Over a dozen houses were burned. I was there that Friday morning, like at 6:30, 7 o'clock, when there was a fire. We were filming that one, and we went back there this afternoon to see what was destroyed. We could see a lot of places were destroyed. So the thing is, you have to prepare for your equipment. So last Friday there was another fire because of high winds, and that was in Valle de Guadalupe. If you don't know Valle de Guadalupe, it's considered it's well known for vineyards in Mexico, in Baja California. I never knew that the vineyards in Guadalupe are considered some of the top wines of the world. And so with these fires are really important because, yes, they can affect these vineyards. So last Friday I went there. I had my equipment all ready for the camera, for the Nikons. So usually one key thing is I learned to have at least one battery charged all the time in case of an event. So I had my camera ready, got my stuff, and we went there Friday morning to see the fires. So there were some fires. They're in the high mountains area, so we couldn't go in there like we did before because you need a lot of time to walk through that. Firefighters did go to contain it. That's it. And I heard that it took them. They're working for the last weekend for this. So that's one thing, is learning that stuff. It's not easy because you don't know what you're going to do every single day. But the one thing, to me, I enjoy it because it's adventure. It's something new, and the thing is, well, you're able to do something that's significant for the public for that. So everything. And the thing is, it's news. Something else going on every single day. So that's it. Well, the key thing is Rosarito. It's in the middle. We're almost in the third week of August. From the past couple of years, we had the Baja Beach Festival. We had Baja Sand, which was considered one of the most prominent sand sculpture festivals in Mexico, Latin America for the past couple of years. But now there's nothing right now. Maybe there might be doing something for next year. And also you have the seafood and fish festival. There's always events. You can see different types of fish, seafood. Also you have Mexican folklorical dancing groups. And it's really interesting for you to enjoy Mexican culture, to experience Mexican culture. But now, nothing's going on. Very little things are going on right now. So, but the key thing is I'm ready to getting more equipment, so I'll be able to promote when things become better down here. So, that's it. So one thing is, sorry for speaking, because I think you're bored with this, but the key thing is there's things going on. It takes day by day for this. Sometimes it's difficult to do something, but eventually you'll be able to do it. Just be consistent. So this is Diego Knight from Photography, taking off.